live. Welcome back. This is Are You Serious Sports. We hope that you're making it a good one. We know that we are as well. A very non-prompted or very prompted AYS Friday show. I'm going to tell you what happened with Marcus Freeman, but this right here is what I've been getting all day. It's okay. All the Are You Serious is okay. Because Bo Pelini, Dave Aranda staying at LSU, all the stuff that we have posted and that have been confirmed, we're okay. We're okay. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. The only reason that I came on here was to talk about what happened with Marcus Freeman. Okay, so we're going to get to that. Hit us with the comments. You have a question? Even a little bit, if you want to come after me, that's fine. Everybody on Twitter has been coming after me. That's okay. Because here's the truth. 394 of you. I stand by what I put out on Twitter, and I stand by what I put on Facebook. So here comes the story. Here comes the story. Because this is what's going to happen. Everyone can put poo-poo on me. That's okay. I don't care. Well, Blake went with Football Scoop. No. You better start looking at what we do periodically. And you better start doing what I do. I've been doing this for 3 years, how we've layered stuff and how we've given you stuff. It's okay, though. So let's get into this Marcus Freeman thing. Let's get into the Marcus Freeman thing. Number one, this is what you're going to hear for the entire week until LSU hires a new defensive coordinator. Bank on this. Oh, well, Blake, why would I bank on this? Because you're wrong today. Bank on this one. Bank on this one. You have individuals saying that it's on the 1 yard line, that they've sent him the contract, that LSU is looking really good. They're just waiting for the confirmation on a contract, right? Marcus Freeman accepted to be the next defensive coordinator at LSU. Guaranteed. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you, as it will go on, it might not be tomorrow. It might not be 3 days from now. It might be 6 months from now. But what's going to come out is that Marcus Freeman accepted through Jimmy Sexton or whomever that he accepted the LSU defensive coordinator position. I promise you that. Because you mean to tell me when AYS reports this that this doesn't go to other people? Bullshit. Here's another thing. I'll admit when I'm wrong. Everybody that watches AYS, if something does not happen that we say is going to happen, I will admit when I'm wrong. Today I was wrong. What I should have done is gone out there and made sure the contract was signed before I put it out there. That's my fault. But what I did was knowing from the sources that we've had for 3 years, from the Bo Pelini to the Dave Aranda to the Jake Peets that we reported on Wednesday. We legitimately reported on Wednesday that Jake Peets and DJ Mangus had accepted their offer. And then 15 minutes after we reported it, LSU confirmed it. I don't care. You can send me the death threats. Yes, I've told I need to go get a rope. You can send me whatever you want. It doesn't matter. What you should be mad at is that maybe Marcus Freeman duped you a little bit. Well, Blake's just deflecting. I get that. I completely understand that. But Marcus Freeman accepted the job with LSU. And Jimmy Sexton, who is one of, if not the most, I don't want to say shady because he's not shady. He has a job. Got a job at Notre Dame who loves the Midwest, and his wife loves the Catholicism. I stand by what I say, and I will continue to stand by what I say. So to all 487 of you, I stand by what I say, that man accepted the defensive coordinator position, and LSU sent him a contract, and at the end of the day, he didn't sign that sucker. He played this like a fiddle. And look, you're going to say, well, Blake, at the end of this, you're going to say, well, Blake, LSU could have matched the $2.2 million that Notre Dame is going to give Marcus Freeman. I understand. I completely understand. But something's going to come out within Notre Dame because Notre Dame 247, Notre Dame guys, a Notre Dame source told me today, well, Blake, you got sources. Your source got burned you today. It's fine. Go look on any Notre Dame 247 or Notre Dame site. They were Brian Driscoll. They didn't think they were getting Marcus Freeman. It wasn't until 3:30 that I really started getting worried. Everyone do me a favor, hit the like and share because I want every LSU fan to understand this. Wade McBride says, in Blake we trust. I appreciate that, Wade. I appreciate that. I got duped. Well, no, I really didn't get duped. He accepted. Marcus Freeman. Let's get to Marcus Freeman. I'm going to get to some of these comments. Let's get to Marcus Freeman in just a second. Let's get to Marcus Freeman. Hey, Marcus Freeman, you played the game perfectly. Notre Dame, Brian Kelly, you played the game perfectly. Jimmy Sexton, congratulations. Ed Orgeron, I'm not going to get on you. I'm not going to get on you. Wednesday night, he met with Scott Woodward. And Virgil Osbury, Ruth Chris. I tweeted to you and told you before Glenn Gilbo came out there and said that he was at Ruth Chris. Ruth Chris has a great steak this time of year. How in the Rudy Poo, when they are eating, did I know that they were at Ruth Chris? Come on, man. Logan says I was punked. A little bit. Justin says, Blake, you're doing a great job, and we will always be my go-to guy. Keep up the great work. I appreciate that. Because here's the bottom line. Let me say this too. And I was going to say this, but since we have the highest audience tonight, let me go ahead and say this. You see the name. Oh, let's go this. You see the name right here. Let's do this. Oh, well. See, to me, it's backwards, so it's a little difficult. You see this name right here? There's two things I have in this world, my family and my word. And if you really think, because Football Scoop reported it, that I'm going to put my name out there and get obliterated because I come on the show 4 times a week, Matt Anderson. But if you think I'm going to do that, I'm not going to do that, man. I'm not going to deceive you. Everything that you know, I know. Without burning a source, I know what you know. If you have a question, let's do this. Hashtag Ask Blake. Because I want to answer every single question that you guys have. Ask Blake. Here we go. I'm sorry it didn't pan out, man, but I'm not reporting fake news. And Twitter is a toxic place. Let's see. Here we go. Twitter's a toxic place. Man, you know someone, never mind. Haters going to hate, Blake. Do you? I appreciate that. What's plan B, says Joseph. Here's the plan B. I don't know. You wanted Barry Odom. I forget the guy's name. Zach Arnett. You got Zach Arnett out there. You got the UIB guy. You got a lot of guys that are out there. Marcus Freeman is not your end-all, be-all. He played LSU like a fiddle. And I will go down on my sword telling you that Marcus Freeman played LSU like a fiddle. Why would I report fake shit? Seth says, ask Blake, what's next, man? Look, they've been high on Barry Odom. Barry Odom's not going to Texas. I've told you guys that I think Barry Odom, if this were to happen, I said this yesterday, if this happens, that I think Barry Odom's still in the mix. If he's your number 2 guy, go get him. Derek Mason, who was in the fold very early, now accepted at Auburn. Look, how do I say this? If anyone has gone deep sea fishing, okay, if anyone has ever gone deep sea fishing, okay, well, maybe not deep sea fishing. Maybe you hunters out there, just an analogy. Maybe all the big bucks have been killed, and then you're going out there hunting, trying to get you a big deer, right? And now you only have the smaller bucks that are out there. And now you got to go hunting. You're hoping that you find a big buck. That's what's going on. I swear to God, that's what's going on. Justin says Reeves from UAB, give him a call. Absolutely give him a call. Holden Lee says Freeman is a hoe. Look, man, I'm not going to call him a hoe. He played the game perfectly. Look, I better go deep fry an egg and throw it on my face right now because that's what I got. Bundy says Jim Leonard. They've already interviewed Jim Leonard, and I don't know if Jim Leonard is going to leave Wisconsin. So what's next for LSU? I don't know if Jim Leonard. Look, you want to start getting in the bidding war again with a Midwest guy? Man, they ain't going to go there. Todd says on Facebook Live, ask Blake. All right, so your opinion, who does LSU go after? I'll go after Reeves at UAB. I'll go after Barry Odom. Slim pickings, isn't it? Mike Nolan just got fired from the Dallas Cowboys. Ryan Nielsen was a name very early on with the New Orleans Saints, the defensive line coach. When you go and get your guy and you miss, so say, look, a lot of people are blaming me, but it's fine. But LSU missed. Let's not forget, LSU missed. Rami says Blake always has reliable information. I didn't today. Well, let me back up. I did today, but it just didn't pan out. If you could call Ed Orgeron right now, I guarantee you, I will go to my grave and tell you that Ed Orgeron will come out and say that man accepted. Oh, well, he never told Ed Orgeron. Bullshit. Hey, Marcus Freeman, by the way, we coming for you, brother. We coming for you. I'm hurting like you are. Okay? I'm hurting like you are. Marcus Freeman, we're coming for you. You better pray to Jesus Christ that you're at a Catholic school. You better pray LSU doesn't come for you. You're going to get beat down. Neil says, ask Blake who's next. I don't know, man. I don't know. Here's the good thing for LSU. So let's talk a little bit of the positive. There's a lot of great defensive minds that are out there. A lot. A lot of great defensive minds that are out there. I personally would go after Reeves at UAB. Hey, man, go get him. Oh, by the way, I wish I could pull this up. I don't know how to because I'm not technologically advanced. Hey, go look at Neil Farrell's Twitter. He said, WTF. By the way, if you have any connection with a player inside LSU, guarantee you Edo told them that he was coming to LSU. Neil Farrell just confirmed it to you. Ask Blake, says Cameron, what is the main reason he changed on us? He's a Midwest guy. I mean, look, he's a Midwest guy. Jimmy Sexton is a beast at what he does, man. He's a beast at what he does. Hey, by the way, Tom Herman's agent, remember when you were getting Tom Herman a couple years ago before Ed Orgeron? Remember that? Want to know who his agent was? Jimmy Sexton. Aaron Webb, what's up, brother? Hey, Aaron, I appreciate you sticking up for me, man. Look, it is what it is, brother. I stand by my information. He says, ask Blake, so where do you think we go from here? That's going to be the biggest question moving forward. I get it. I get it. I don't know what O wants, but here's what I'm more confident in than anything. That man didn't just slight Scott Woodward or Ed Orgeron. He slighted Scott Woodward too, right? Like he slighted your AD. Your AD ate with him at Ruth Chris. They gave that man a blueberry cheesecake. They got blueberries with the cream on top. They gave him that, and on the plate it said, "Go Tigers." His wife was there. Oh, you don't believe me? WBRZ is reporting and saw them get on a plane. He wants to be a Midwest guy. That's fine with me. That's fine with me. Cody says, ask Blake, does location have anything to do with this at all? Hold on one second, Cody. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. He's a Midwest guy. Ed Orgeron came out on Tuesday and said the specific words that we have our two top candidates coming in here. The offensive guys are coming in today, and the defensive guys coming in on Thursday. They missed. It's okay. LSU's going to be fine. The problem that a lot of people seem to have the concern with is, do the guys that said that they were going to come back, do they stay? I think that they do. They're not going to go back on their word. Brandon and Crystal asked Blake, no chance for Corey Raymond. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. I seriously don't. Carolyn makes a good point. Ask Blake, Charlie Strong, Kevin Steele, or somebody like a younger up-and-southerner, up-and-comer. Kevin Steele has given you a lot of problems over the years. A lot of problems. Like a whole hell of a lot. He will be out there. Seth, I literally just brought this point up. He says, ask Blake, the players declare now. I don't think that they will. Oh, by the way, I know that I have egg on my face. It's okay. I know it's okay. The University of Texas said today that they had hired Bo Davis. Bo Davis told what's his name? Bruce Feldman, that he had not accepted a job. So I'm not the only one. I'm not trying to deflect, man. Look, my information is solid. That man accepted that job. Sean says, ask Blake, what about Kevin Steele? Hey, man, you got to go after him at this point. You got to go after him. Wayne says on YouTube, he says, Jimmy Sexton guy, is that a Nick Saban agent as well? I believe so. Adam Contreras, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. He says, I'm a real one. Thank you. Joey says, Sexton won't let LSU one up his boy Saban. This is what I'm going to do with this right here on Periscope. This right here. I got old takes exposed today. This is what I'm going to do with this one right here. Jimmy Sexton, you son of a bitch. It's a Friday show. Look, Craig Schilling. Chad says, ask Blake, third down Chavis just playing. You're not going after John Chavis. Look, the man duped you. If you want to believe that Marcus Freeman didn't tell LSU in some form of compassion that he accepted the job, I know for a fact, because I sent the text and asked them, hey, did he accept? He accepted. We're just waiting on paperwork. Don't give a shit. I need to chill out because, look, I got information wrong. It's going to go out that way. I get that. I stand behind my information. Roos's Lawn and Landscape, Richie Rushi, says, ask Blake, Kevin Steele wasn't even that good their year he was here. Why would you go back after him? Because what he did to Joe Burrow in 2019, the lowest point total for LSU in 2019 was 23. Auburn put that up. I don't want to hear a sodded field. I don't want to hear it was bad weather. I don't want to hear all that. Yeah, Chavis is coaching high school, isn't he, Corey? Corey says Chavis is coaching high school football now. Yeah, he is. Sean, he asked if I'm drinking, brother. You're damn right, man. Look, there's two things in this world that I care about most. Number one, it's my family. Ben Ruffino, Megan Ruffino, my wife and my son. All look. The top tier. Okay? My wife and my son is what I care about most. Always will, or always have, always will. Okay? Number 2 is my word, man. Number 2 is my word. So at 23 minutes even, I'm going to go down swinging that thing, man. The 2 things I care about most is my family and my word, and I'm not going to break them for anybody. My wife, if you're on the phone with me right now, and my wife called, I would get off the show to answer my wife's phone call. No question about that. Mark says money talks. Hold on one second, Mark. I don't think LSU got outbid on this one. I think that Marcus Freeman, here's what I think. Marcus Freeman wanted to go to Notre Dame. He wanted to stay in the Midwest, and he played LSU. That's 100% what I think. Marcus Freeman played LSU because I got played too, man. Not really, but I know I keep saying that. Craig Schilling says, no one drinking any Mocha Loca ya tonight. All brown liquor. You're damn right, Craig. You're damn right. So this is what Marcus Freeman turned down, right? Okay, this is what Marcus Freeman turned down. He turned down all defensive line returning, 2 linebackers that are returning that have been starters. He returned the best cornerback, regardless if Derek Stingley's been hurt, the best cornerback in college football, and maybe the second in Eli Ricks, and that entire secondary outside of Jacoby Stevens coming back. You know what I think? Now, I will tell you this. This is not sourced. You know what I think? Ed Orgeron wouldn't give him coaching hires. You want to know what I think? Ed wouldn't give him the coaching hires. If you want to know the God's honest truth, I think that Ed said, look, man, it's my show. I want a natty. Go after it. Marcus Freeman, you bum. Jeremy Gilder, Coach Jeremy Gilder. Coach, I miss you, man. You need to come back up to the North Shore. Some form of, or compassion. What you drinking tonight, big fella? Coach, let me say this. I don't have respect for a man that accepts a job and then turns on his word. None. 0. People can poo-poo on me. AYS, you can poo-poo on AYS. I do not care. I do care and I don't care. That man played them. If you can't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. That man played LSU. Look, hey, I don't like promoting other people's stuff, but I'm going to do this one. Ed Orgeron goes on Off the Bench with Jordy Culotta and T-Bob Hebert on 104.5 ESPN every Tuesday. Tune in for that one. Because what I did was I came out here and told you what the truth was. Chris, this is a good question. He says, ask Blake, still A&M coordinator? He could be. There's a lot of talk about that. Jimbo likes him a lot. Like a lot. A lot. Richard says, ask Blake, Freeman clearly played us all. Keep your head up, bro. Thanks, man. Thanks. He did play us all. He played us like a fiddle. I'm coming out here to tell you he played us like a fiddle, man. Listen. Here's what I'm going to say as a positive. Cedric, I'm about to get to your comment. Here's what I'm going to say as a positive. I know for an absolute fact, well, Blake, you got it wrong today. I get it. I know for an absolute fact that someone on Alabama staff wants to be at LSU. I know for a fact that LSU is still a great place. Here's where I go with this is not connected and is connected. Here would be my next guy. Cedric, I'm missing your comment, brother. Hold on. Cedric, man, I'm missing your comment. I missed it. But Cedric said about Charlie Strong. I'd go after Charlie Strong in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Ed Orgeron, pick up that phone. Hey, you know what? I know what Ed Orgeron's not out partying at Rufino's with his boo thing. He's not doing that. By the way, I'm just giving you everything I know. Zach S. says, ask Blake, what about Corey Raymond? Man, I don't think, thank you, Devin. I don't think, Zach, that Corey Raymond is going to be your next DC. Right? Like, I just don't see it because LSU is not going to go after a guy that has never called plays before defensively. Not talking offensively. But a defensive guy, I don't know that. I think if we get to Corey Raymond as a defensive coordinator, we've missed on a lot of guys. That's what I'm going to say. And the Corey Raymond to Texas bullshit, that's out the window. You had a defensive back. I told you last night, so maybe this is a plus, but I told you last night Corey Raymond wasn't going anywhere. And the simple fact that you had a defensive back that his main recruiter was Corey Raymond, I mean, come on, man. He's not going anywhere. Why would he do that? Something so stupid. Harold says, I'll take the L with you. A LSU booster said it was a done deal. I love you, Harold. DeAndre says, ask Blake, everything happens for a reason. Tom Herman did us the same thing, and look how it turned out. Trust the process. DeAndre, you're right. And LSU leaked that for Ed Orgeron. There goes my dog. My dog's mad, too. My dog's been mad at Marcus Freeman for the last hour and a half. But Tom Herman did the same thing. But really, LSU leaked that. Ed Orgeron's people leaked that to ESPN, and ESPN got it wrong. ESPN literally said, sources confirmed that Tom Herman is going to be the next defensive or head coach of Louisiana State University. This game's played dirty, man. Danny, what's up? He says, Blake, that toast is for you, bro. You can only rely on the facts you're given at the moment. Facts is greater than people sometimes. Yeah, it is. Or less than people sometimes. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. You know what, Randy? Randy brings up a good point. Randy says Dan Quinn ? I wouldn't mind that. Like, I absolutely wouldn't mind that at all. Like, at all. You know what I would look at? Maybe, and I need to do some digging on this one. I don't know if I wouldn't go after Zach Arnett from Mississippi State. Look what Zach Arnett did you the first week of the season, right? Like, I might go after Zach Arnett. Watch Zach Arnett's name start popping up. Oh, Blake Rufino. See, even ESPN gets things incorrect. Yes, that's true. Tom says, I hear Bubba. Tom, I love you, man. That's a good one. Brian says, damn you, Jimmy Sexton. Yeah, Jimmy Sexton plays like a fiddle, man. Jimmy, look, there's two things you can think about Jimmy Sexton because you're an LSU fan. Number one, Jimmy Sexton played you. And number two, that Jimmy Sexton was looking at the best interests of his client. Jimmy Sexton was looking at the best interest of his client. Because the truth is, if this man comes in here, meaning Marcus Freeman, and he lays a dud, they're done with him. They're done with him. They're done with Ed Orgeron. Paul says, ask Blake, I did what Marcus did to two girls in 8th grade, and they still have me. Go Tigers. Paul, you playa. All right, Paul. Joseph says, what about Chris Richard? Look, I've kind of beat on the table that I don't want Chris Richard, and I'm going to stay on that table. Chris Richard last year told you he doesn't want to recruit, and I don't think a year changes. Now, he did interview for the what was it? What was I told today? What job did he interview for? Oh, the Raiders. I was told that he interviewed with the Raiders today. I don't know if the. Let's go to Twitter. Chris Richard. There you go. Chris Richard interview with the Raiders today. So, all right, Bill. Bill says offer Tom Herman an analyst role. If he doesn't give any other ones, then yeah. Stephen Miller says, like the old villain, you old heads country music fans will know that song, how Freeman played LSU. Yeah, they played LSU. He played LSU. Look, I got played to the extent nobody in LSU will confirm that Marcus Freeman didn't play LSU. Nobody, man. Neil says, ask Blake, Freeman will play a softer schedule. That's a good point of why he went. This is another one, too. Bet the Catholics won't schedule LSU in the near future, but I bet his wife loves the Catholicism. Every booster and everybody in the know will understand that statement. I'm not just out here ruining my name. Paul says, ask Blake, I did. Oh, yeah, there you go. Jeremy says, ask Blake, do you think Charlie Strong still has it in him? He's an analyst at Bama now, I believe. Yes, he is an analyst, and yes, I still believe he has it in him. Look, man, Charlie Strong can call a defense. Just because he did not pan out as a head coach does not mean that he does not know how to call defense. Doesn't mean that at all. Carl Dunn says, I think Charlie Strong and Steele is represented by Sexton. I'm not going to confirm or deny this, but Adam Parr, who's a big Alabama fan, and my cousin, says, please offer Pete Golding. Well, Pete Golding's not going to return to Bama. Chase Orgeron says, ask Blake, ask Jabril Cox about the DC from North Dakota State. They're always pretty stout up there, up and comer, question mark. Hey, man, you better start going after everybody. Tim Gray says, I'm bringing in Shane Smith from Franklinton High School. Okay. Derek says, ask Blake, did they interview Andy Avalos before he just got hired at Boise? No, they did not. Look, LSU did not interview a lot of people, really, if anybody. They sought the interest out of Barry Odom, and that's about it. That's about it. No, they didn't interview. They did go up to Wisconsin and talk to Jim Leonard. But I just don't see Jim Leonard coming. Blake, you should go. Blake, your sources are horrible. You should go man, everybody on Twitter, it's okay. I get what you're doing. Chris Landry, not Chris Landry from LandryFootball.com, but Chris Landry, whoever this is on Twitter, okay, man. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, man. I get it. Lee Treg says, we can't do worse than Bo Pelini. Yeah, we can always do worse. We can always do worse, Lee. Always. Let's not get that twisted. Seriously, let's not get that twisted. Because we can do so much worse than Bo Pelini. So much worse. I mean, I think that they go after Barry Odom, honestly. Give Barry Odom another shot. But that's just me. That's just me. Pete Sampson just reported, I'm seeing this. He says, let's call Notre Dame's hiring Marcus Freeman what it is. Notre Dame just made an incredible statement, and they went to all links outside of LSU. So what do you think that man's hearing? D-Rock Ira says, hire Brian Van Gorder. Well, we're not going to hire anybody. And if you guys think that just because you – Notre Dame fans – just because you think you hired Marcus Freeman that you're going to beat LSU, we're going to lay the smack it down on your candy ass. Let's go. You got your ass beat by Bama. You're going to continue to get your ass beat by SEC schools because you suck. Derek says Jim isn't going to leave his alma mater. Yeah, I don't think he will either. This is a good question. Neil says Michael Singletary. No, I don't think so. It's a good question, but no, I don't think so. Glenn Schumann. I don't know much about Glenn Schumann. I don't know where they go from here. But I do know that Ed Orgeron said the simple fact was Ed Orgeron said that his number one guy was Marcus Freeman, and he's not at LSU. He's not at LSU, so call it what it is. Bunny says, ask Blake, why isn't anyone talking about Bob Shoop? I don't know. Because you know why? You know why they're not talking about Bob Shoop? Because of the simple fact that they were so focused on Marcus Freeman and they got a confirmation from Marcus Freeman, sent him a confirmation, sent him a contract, and he duped you. Thank you, Mr. Irish fan. Thank you. Stephen Miller says that's worse than Pelini. Yeah, it's worse than Pelini. Blaine Smith says they trolling. Don't worry about them. Yeah, no, it's okay. As Dick says, ask Blake. We have time though, right? Dick. I don't think that you have time. I don't think that LSU has time to continue to just let it keep going. You better hope that LSU's been offering and talking to other people. This is what you hope from LSU. You hope LSU was in a committed relationship with Marcus Freeman, but on the side, they were texting a side chick saying, what's up, Barry? God, Barry, you looking so good, Barry. Because if they weren't, this is going to be a long process. Very interested to hear what Ed Orgeron has to say Tuesday. And I guarantee you, listen, I'm going to get validated by what Ed Orgeron is going to say Tuesday. I know it. He's going to say, I thought that we had our guy, and we didn't. I guarantee that statement. Ed Orgeron's not going to run out here on Tuesday on off the bench and tell you that, well, we did everything we could. Well, I guarantee you, as upfront as that man is, he's going to tell you that they thought they had it. Craig Jones says there are reports that Dan Mullen is trying to hire Charlie Strong to an on-field position. Does Charlie Strong take a linebackers coach if LSU offers him the DC? I'd offer him right now. Look, if Jeremy Pruitt gets fired at Tennessee, I fully believe that Alabama will hire him as the next defensive coordinator. I don't want to burn him, but he's been on the show before. I talked to an Alabama source today who said that they bring Jeremy Pruitt back before they promoted, definitely before they promoted Charlie Strong. Neil says, oh, sorry, Neil, I missed your comment. Let's see. Wayne says, if there is an opportunity during bowl games, the committees will pit Notre Dame against LSU, and it will be glorious. Coach O will lay the smack down. I agree with that. Wayne says that promote Corey Raymond. Man, Corey Raymond has turned down so many DC jobs at lower tier schools. I don't think LSU is going to go there. Rami asks Blake, what about some of these armchair coaches? I could see that. I hate announced his top choice. So this is another thing that Aaron just says on Facebook Live. Ed Orgeron literally ran out Tuesday and said that Marcus Freeman's his top choice. Look, man, we missed him. Either we're going to be really good for it or we're going to get really bad for it. But regardless of the fact, we missed him. Charles Wilson says on Twitter, but he doesn't go and do it inside the stream. Charles Wilson says, laughing face emoji. Blake, you're awful. Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Look, if you want to come after me, I'm going to put you on the I'm going to put you on the comments. Oh, iPad didn't break. Fantastic. Lee Treg says what everything that we're feeling. Notre Dame. Middle finger. I agree with Lee, if we're being honest. Notre Dame fan, not going to mention his name. He says, I think the Irish beat LSU in the last 2 bowl games. You haven't won anything, bro. Bowl games, bowl games, we beat you in the bowl games. You ain't won a playoff game. When's the last time that you've legitimately been relevant? LSU has won 3 national titles, got to a 4th, and if they beat Alabama in that 4th national title, Alabama has 4 natties, LSU has 4 natties. You haven't won a natty since Rudy got puberty. You suck. Notre Dame's fan trolling. I pray to sweet baby Jesus that we played Notre Dame. Look, I've taken phone calls all day. I'm not just throwing out there that Blake Ruffino is saying that Marcus Freeman's coming. I'm not just saying that because my word means more than anything. Go take Dave Arena's D coordinator, says Kyle. We're not going to go get Ron Roberts. Please, sweet baby Jesus, don't get Ron Roberts. The head coach, the former head coach at Southeastern, please, God, no. Keith says, ask Blake, tell me more about Ryan Nielsen. Played under Ed Orgeron, was a defensive lineman, played at USC, orchestrated a great defensive line, molded a guy by the name of Trey Hendrickson, who you drafted in the 7th round with the Saints. I think that he would be a good guy. I really like him. Kyle says Randy Shanahan. Oh, he's done some good things at UCF, but I don't know. Colin says, ask Blake, I would hope Odom wouldn't have the second best syndrome as understand why LSU went after Freeman. You don't know what Barry Odom's thinking. But I promise you they're not leaving that building. Exactly. Harold says Orgeron's looking for a DC now. You're damn right he's looking for a DC. He got duped, man. Listen, I'm going to tell you a story. Quick story. Harold, I'm going to pull your comment down. I'm going to tell you a quick story. Listen to this one. I was marrying my wife, Megan. And, I walk out first during our wedding, and we're sitting there. Stephen Miller was there. So I'm sitting there. And the barn, we got married at the barn in Amite, Louisiana, and the barn door's closed. So everybody's walked out. We're all lining up. And my wife has a twin sister. Her name's Heidi. And I'm sitting there. Here we go. My wife, Megan, doesn't come out. And bro, I am freaking out. Freaking out. My wife doesn't come out again. I look at Heidi, her twin sister, and I say, listen, is your sister here? Because I'm freaking out. Heidi looks at me and says, yeah, your sister's here. Yeah, your sister's here, right? So we're waiting. And I tell the people there who's running our wedding, hey, listen, go get my wife right now. Megan walks down. She's like, I had no idea. We've been sitting there for 5 minutes. We had no idea. I say all that to say this. In my case, it was better because my wife came down the aisle. Marcus Freeman didn't. Marcus Freeman got engaged to you. He told you that he loved you. He told you that he loves the money that you make and the career that you do. And he told you, bye-bye. Simple facts. I see people laughing. Ba, 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 psh, psh. Ba, 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 psh, psh. Cold Case says Kerry Combs. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hey, we do have AYS Fight Club coming up after this. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier, the local guy. They're going to be talking about that. Blaine Smith says, want to coach Rudy Poos? Look, man, I don't care about Marcus Freeman at this point. Daniel Dees, who's going to be on the AYS Fight Club right after this, he said Ryan Nielsen would be stellar. I agree with him. He does a lot. He does all of our draft coverage. Daniel Dees breaks down all of the guys that are going into the draft for AYS. Trust him with my life. Go watch him. Trap says, ask Blake, Marcus Freeman, make sure Rudy doesn't go off sides. I don't care if he does or not. Right? Quite honestly, I don't care what he does. I think Mike Elko's the defensive coordinator at Texas A&M, Justin. Just said, what about Texas A&M's defensive coordinator? Is that not Mike Elko? That 337 guy probably eating more boudin than I have. He says, Iowa, DC, Blake, got to go get him. Let's go get anybody. But Marcus Freeman's out. Look, I'm going to stay on these laurels because we're about to get off of here. We reported to you Jake Peets and DJ Mangus accepted. 15 minutes later, LSU confirmed. I appreciate all of you watching us and all of you following us. We're going to continue to do what we're doing. Marcus Freeman screwed us over. Listen, here's a simple fact to all 395 of you. Here's a simple fact. I'm going to get something wrong again. It's not going to come from wrong information. All right, guys, my name is Blake Ruffino. AYS Fight Club's coming up after this. Stay tuned. We will see you Monday, and hopefully we will have more information. Have a good night.